Hi, my name is Roseanne Gonzalez, and I am a resident of the Santa Fe County. Now, I've heard what everyone here had to say, and they had valid points about growing your own food and having your family together. I myself grow my own food. I have animals on my land. But Santa Fe County is going to make a community district out of it, and they're going to take my water from me to stop me from being able to grow my own food, to have my own animals to provide for my family. That is what Santa Fe County is doing. And in the meantime, while they're trying to take my water rights from me, they're going to bring a studio in and give them free water. They're also going to waive their taxes, as they said in the paper. That is the proposed plan for the next 20 to 30 years. So here we are complaining about what we want for our community. And the people who are actually striving to do that, the ones that are trying to keep their family values and grow their own food and have their own home and maintain their own wells. And yes, our economy may need the studios. That's fine. But who is going to pay for it? Is it going to be the landowners in that area who have to give up their water because they're passing ordinances without notifying the residences? Are they going to force the city limits on the people who live in the county who chose to live in that area so they could live like that? This is something that we plead with the county to do. And unfortunately, this is going to have to go through the legislature to have all of them to be able to provide the money to do these improvements. To give you a good example, for the last 30 years where I live, it is referred to as mud flats. We haven't figured out whether it's because we're brown or just because we live in mud because the county has neglected to take care of our roads. Now that the studio is coming in and people from other states are coming in, now they're going to maintain the roads. And our taxes are going up, so we can't afford it. So what I'm asking for the county commissioners to step up to the plate and stop this and communicate with the people. The residents of the San Marcos district actually stopped them at the 11th hour of passing ordinances to be able to live in our homes. They are now going to tell us we can't have a place of worship at our house. They were telling us that we can't have a vehicle, more than 2 vehicles on our property because it didn't look right. They didn't want animals on the land to destroy the land. So while they're trying to destroy the land, in the meantime, they're over there buying state land to put a studio in. So what does that say for the residents and the people in New Mexico? What is that saying to them? We're going to compensate you one way by getting the economy up, and we're going to give up everything that you value and that you've worked so hard for. These are things that everybody here has brought up. And we're asking for the county commissioners, we're asking for the PRC, we're asking for everybody involved with getting us the funds to work on our roads. Don't make the people do it. These people in the residence where I live, they have had their tax bill go up, and nothing has been done to where they live to make their lives better. Nothing. Yet in the capital outlay, they had the money set aside to fix those roads. Hasn't been done. So where is it going? All we're hearing is people talking about doing these things. Where is the action in actually taking care of the people? And not just hearing them, but actually doing something about it. Thank you.
Okay. I'm Alfonso Chavez Brujan. I'm from Monte del Sol Charter School, and I'll be graduating in 2 weeks. But importantly, it's now. That's what matters. I'm really happy that this is happening. As it was said earlier, this does need to happen more often. Because this is democracy, the people coming together, talking about issues. At our table, we talked a lot about agriculture and how our state is dependent mainly within ourselves, but also around the country on other people's food sources. And this idea of making things local again, bringing agriculture within our communities, growing in our backyards, growing it in farms and bringing it to farmers markets. Keeping the dollar within our own community instead of sending it out to another state and having their communities flourish when ours are just diminishing because funds are leaving our own state. We also talked about education and how education today within our own state is, it's on the bottom line within the country. And, we need to revamp our education system, update it, and really bring attention to the problems within the public schools. Many possible solutions are charter schools, bilingual education, diversity trainings, cultural history, and of course more funding. We talked a lot about a lot of issues, and it's hard to, put it into one statement. But personally, for me, it hits me more as that I'm a youth of Santa Fe, and I deal with a lot of issues within my own household. One issue is my mom, she works for the senior centers around in town, and she was telling me that, I worry about her, and I want her to be able to relax and retire, but, she's going to be 59 in December, and I heard that Social Security to apply for that to get full benefits is 65, but they recently just raised it up to 69. Now that's a big problem. Now I just worry even more about my mom. Like now I have to worry an extra 4 years for my mom for her to retire. That's an issue. Like that's a bad issue to deal with. Like, okay, so is it all right to raise it up 4 years? So, like, how about 10 more years? So now she'll be 79 to retire. It's like we need to bring the Social Security level down. So, the people that deserve it, that have lived their whole lives working, can take a break. We also talked about, as a personal issue of, where were our grandparents back then and what are our lives now compared to that. My grandparents aren't from this country, they're from Mexico. My father is from Mexico, actually. So, immigrants' rights are important to me because if my grandparents didn't come and weren't allowed to come as immigrants, I wouldn't be here today. And I have to say I'm proud where I am and who I am today. Also, a big issue for me is, I wasn't born here, and I lived briefly in Texas, but I've lived most of my life here. New Mexico and Santa Fe is my home. And I haven't even had a home in Santa Fe. It's so expensive here. My family's been renting throughout the whole time we've been here. So I haven't had a single building to call home. And in August, when I leave for college, again, my family's moving out and I'm not going to have another home. So it's really, an important thing to me that I can't even buy a house within my own hometown. Like, I want to live here eventually, but how am I going to do that? Paying $300,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, a small kitchen. It's not realistic, and I wish I could say I had hope that I could live within my hometown, but as of right now, as the situation is, I don't think it's possible. And I'd like to see that change, because I feel the youth are looked over, and no one really cares about us. I feel we're not important to the general public or politicians or elected officials. And I'd like to change that because, we are important, and I can vote now, but, I know there are many that can't vote, and you don't really listen to many people that can't vote because they're not going to vote for you anyway, so why listen to them? But eventually they are going to vote, and there's going to be a huge body of us when the next election comes. So you better start listening to us soon because we have a lot of power. We all know that now is a hard time. We are going to face many challenges in the future. But most importantly, now is an opportunity and a time to make change. Just consider that. Now is a time to make change. Let's do it. Thank you.